Hi there, Yogi, and welcome to Sunday service. This is an adaptive yoga class where you'll be able to use the support of a chair and some blocks and a strap and maybe a bolster to help you with your adaptive yoga practice. I want you to know that this is accessible to most, if not all, practitioners at different levels, and I'll offer you a ton of modifications and adaptations, different ways in which you can experience this practice. So with that, I'm going to pause this and then allow the group to come in, and I'll come in again once more to introduce the class. It would be great if you could grab a chair and a mat and two blocks and a strap and a bolster and a blanket or whatever it is that you have that's kind of like those things. And you'll see me use them throughout class. Also important to note that we always have a playlist as part of our classes, and you can get that playlist in the link in the comments below. So have a wonderful, wonderful practice, and I'm so excited to share this beautiful experience with you.
So hi everyone, welcome to Sunday service. This is an adaptive yoga class. We're going to start in our chair and we'll slowly work our way around the chair and eventually down to the mat with a delightful, nice, long, luxurious meditation at the end. So the theme of class today, and it's so beautiful that it's happening on this particular day because it's a full moon, and it's the first full moon of spring. And the full moon, I was reading about it this morning, according to the Farmer's Almanac, so this is science-based, not not just like woo-woo stuff, but I love when the two integrate so nicely. On a full moon, your energy tends to increase. So you might have and your body tends to be more efficient with moving a lot of energy. So as we like move towards the peak of class, you might feel like you have a little bit more oomph to move with. You might feel the urge like later today to move your body, even work your way up to a sweat. And that's all like part of working with kind of like the environment and the conditions around us. But today, this class is themed on Prana Vayu, which is bringing energy up, cycling it through, which is also very, it just coincides so nicely with the energy of spring, which is pulling the energy up out of the ground and like this renewal and this new beginning. And so that's what we'll do today. So I'll kind of like plant that in your nervous system as we get started today. I'm also going to show you close up the mudra that we're going to be doing today, and we'll do it a couple of times during class. So it'll start with Anjali Mudra, which is your hands together. And then you'll begin by bringing, separating the middle fingers, and then separating the ring fingers, and then separating the index fingers. And you'll have this almost like an open lotus, right? And so you'll take that and bring your thumbs and plug them right into your sternum. And that is our, what's it called? I got it right here, Padma Mudra. So Padma Mudra is like an opening lotus, and it's right at the heart center. So it's kind of like opening your heart and also pulling that energy up and moving it open. And so with that, if you have the playlist available, now is the time to press play. I'll share it one more time in the chat. And we'll get started. And so you can take a seat on your chair and you can begin to close your eyes. And today is all about like having creature comfort. So make sure you have your tea handy, make sure you have your water handy, really offer yourself the ability to feel comfortable and supported. And you can begin with your feet on the floor and notice here, just as we're grounding and just as we're beginning, if you find that your knees are a little lower than your hips and you'd like a little bit more support, then you can grab your blocks and place them right underneath your feet. And so what you want here is to have your thighs as close to parallel with the earth as you can. And it's worth it to get these things situated and right. So, give yourself the chance to land here and to find your chair. And just like we would if we were seated on the ground, you can bring your hands, slide them back, slide them underneath the flesh on your bottom, and really develop more contact with the chair. And from here, with your feet firmly on the ground or on your blocks, and the flesh moving so that you can really feel the contact of those sits bones on your chair, sitting about the middle of the chair. You can bring your hands onto your knees and maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze. Just take a moment to land here, right? To breathe, to begin. And springtime is that time of beginning, right? Seasonally. And as we learn in this practice, we're always beginning again. We're always beginning again. Each day as the sun rises, we're beginning again. Each day is a new opportunity. Each month, each week is a chance to begin again. And so as we begin, you can just start to notice, bring attention to your breath. You might find that it's helpful to deepen the breath, to take some, big inhales, big exhales. And there's no right or wrong way to breathe. We're just breathing. It's allowing space for the body to breathe. I find it helpful sometimes to just really like feel my hands on my thighs or feel my hands on my knees and make some contact with the body. The body and the breath kind of working together to settle yourself into this moment, into this practice, into this present experience. And so if your mind starts to wander, it's okay. You can gently offer to bring it back to this moment. And if you'd like, we'll do a mixed breath, concentrating the breath in different parts of the body, starting with the heart. So on your next inhale, maybe just breathe into the heart space. And let the breath go. And on your next breath, maybe bring the breath into your ribs, right? Feeling the ribs expand. And let it go. And on your next breath, you can bring it into your belly, allowing your belly to breathe. And let it go. And we'll start again from the heart, breathing into the heart space. And let it go. Breathing into the ribs. And letting it go. Breathing into the belly. And letting it go. We'll take one more round in each part. Again, just doing your best. Breathing into the heart, or just imagining the breath coming into the heart space. And letting it go. Breathing into the ribs. And letting it go. Breathing into the belly. And letting it go. And now you can have your hands on your thighs. You can have your hands on the sides of the chair and start to open up the whole body, beginning with the feet and Prana Vayu, right? Bringing the energy up. So lifting up one heel, you can just start to circle the heel. And so for some of us, that might look like it might feel easier to extend the leg and rotate the foot. And for some of us, it might feel better to just go here. It is a little bit of a different experience, so it's really just your preference. Make sure to switch directions. We're doing just a couple of circles on each part, and you can come to the other side. It doesn't take much to begin to move the prana, to move the energy in, around, and through your body. Switch directions. It's almost just like the invitation, the awareness of that part begins to move things through the body. So if you have it, you can maybe lift the foot just slightly, just enough to swing the knee forward and back on one side, and then come to the other side. Yeah. And then however you'd like to do this, we're going to circle the thigh. So you can bring your hands underneath your thigh or just above your knee and just start to circle the thigh. Yeah, and switch directions. If you've done this in class before, you might notice how it feels so different in the chair, and it has this gentle quality to it that actually allows the body to open up in a more supported way. So switching directions, taking one last circle on this side, and then bring it down. Same thing on the other side, scooping the hands underneath the thigh, lifting it up and circling it around. Yeah. And switching directions. Awesome. Well, maybe one more circle on this side. And then come down. So now bringing your feet onto the earth or onto your blocks, hands on your knees this time. Inhale, lifting your heart forward or finding our cow pose. So heart is lifted, chin lifts, gaze lifts up to the sky, breathing in. On your exhale, round your spine. Tuck your chin down to your chest, round your back. Empty out. Inhale, come forward. Finding that cow pose, arching the back, opening up, breathing in. Exhale, rounding and emptying. 3 more just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Follow your breath. This can be a big movement. This can be a small movement. One more. Coming to the shoulders now. Bring your hands about mid-thigh. One shoulder comes up and it draws back and down. If you want, you can layer your breath with this or making shoulders with the making circles with the shoulder. 3 in one direction, 3 in the other. And then switch sides. If you're hearing pops and crackles, it's called crepitus. So it happens when we start to move the body, right? Things start to move, circle in the opposite direction. Taking all that stuck stuff and just moving it. Let's come into the elbows here. You can kind of just bend and swing the elbow. Each joint gets love today. And then the other side. And then the wrists. And so we'll do a couple circles with the individual wrists, switching directions, and then the other side. And then we'll do a couple of them together. Switch directions. Perfect. And then bring the 2 palms together. You can thread the fingers, maybe thread the palms all the way, and just start to make circles with the wrists together. Yeah. And if this is a little confusing to you, or for me, it was for the longest time, I never really felt like I knew what I was doing. It's really helpful if you take your 2 index fingers, your 2 pointer fingers, and you can start to point them and just make the infinity sign in the air with those 2 fingers. And then switch directions. Perfect. And then let's come into the head, and I want you to imagine now that you have like a Pinocchio nose. And so we're just going to make that infinity sign with the nose in the air. So really slight movement in the neck, really gentle movement in the neck. And then that can turn more into a circle, 3 circles in one direction, 3 circles in the other. You can see how from the feet all the way up to the head, we're moving each joint, right, to bring that energy up, bring it up. And then I want you to turn your head to the side if that feels good for you, and then turn your head to the other side. Perfect. And if that feels good for you, you'd like to explore, just start to notice how far your neck is turning, how far your head is turning comfortably, right? We're not forcing anything. There's no forcing today. And when you're ready, you can land looking at a side, and I want you to bring the opposite palm to your cheek and press your head into the hand, and the hand presses back into the head. And you breathe in, imagine lifting up through the crown of your head, taking a breath in here. Get a little taller, a little more open. Breathe into that. And let the breath go. And then release the hand. Turn your head to the opposite side, and then turn back again. And you might notice that your head turns a little bit more. And isn't that interesting? Let's come to the other side. Bring opposite hand to opposite cheek, or to the same cheek, and press. Press cheek into hand, hand into cheek. Lift up through the crown of your head, breathe. And when you're ready, if you'd like, you can slowly release that hand down, turn the head, and turn back again. Just notice, right? Notice that extra mobility. So let's bring hands to Anahata Chakra, into your heart center, finding Anjali Mudra. Hands in that prayer position. And just take a moment to close your eyes to set an intention. Noticing your body, noticing your breath. Offering yourself an intention for this practice today. The word I've been using lately is emergence. I feel this opportunity to pull up and open, to emerge, to begin. Let's take a breath in, sigh it out. Awesome. We release hands, inhale, hands up to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, hands down along your sides. 3 more just like that, inhale. Following your breath. Last one. Inhale, hands up. On your exhale, slide one hand down to the chair, either side, doesn't matter. Maybe grab the side of the chair, and with that lifted hand, cross the body, lift up and open. You can gaze up at the ceiling. We'll take a side stretch here. If it feels more comfortable for you, you can bring your hand to the back of your head and just lift up through your elbow. And let's take a breath in here. And out. Lifting the hand back up, coming to the other side, reaching up, reaching over. Feel this beautiful stretch in the side ribs. Maybe hand comes to the back of your head. Inhale, lifting up, breathing in. And then exhale back through center. We're going to come into sun salutations. It might be easier to remove the blocks here. You can keep them there if you'd like. We're going to take a wider stance, and scoot your sit bones towards the edge, the front edge of your chair. With a wider stance, really offering yourself the opportunity to support the body. You can even have your toes out so that toes are in line with knees. And once you have that inhale, let's sweep hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's land here. Take a breath in. Let it go. On an inhale, hands reach, lifting up. Exhale, hands through heart center. We're folding down, folding down. Bring your hands towards the earth. If it's more comfortable, you can grab your blocks. Have your hands come to the blocks. On an inhale, flatten your back. Maybe bring elbows to knees. Let's take a halfway lift. And then exhale, fold, fold, fold to the earth. Fold, fold, fold. Slowly crawling hands onto knees all the way up the body. We're lifting hands up to the sky, breathing in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath in. Let it go. So that's our sun salutation A. Let's do that again. Inhale, hands rise, reach up. Exhale, fold to the earth. Draw down. Head drops as much as it feels comfortable for you. Inhale, finding that halfway lift again, maybe elbows on knees. Breathe in. And exhale, fold. Slowly rising up, crawling hands as you lift your torso, letting your head lift, letting your gaze lift, reaching up, breathing in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding an inhale and an exhale. One more sun A. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Finding slow rise up to the seat. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands to heart center. So that's our sun A. We're going to build on that and come into a sun B in the chair. Follow along. I want you to move at your pace. Choose your adaptations. There's no right or wrong way to do yoga. Inhale, let's let arms rise. Exhale, fold to the earth. Inhale to your halfway lift, elbows on knees, breathing in. Take your time, exhale, let it go. This time on your inhale, as your hands crawl up your body, you're gonna grab the back of one knee, doesn't matter which one, squeeze it in towards your heart, breathing in, and then exhale, release. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold to the earth. Finding that halfway lift, elbows on knees. Exhale, fold. Other side, this time as you rise up, you're going to lift up the opposite knee. Inhale, hands, grab the knee, draw it into your chest. Yes. Exhale, release it down. And sweep hands up to the sky. Hands to heart center. Take a breath in and let it go. We're going to do those 2 more times. That's your sun B. Inhale, send your arms up to the sky. Breathe in, lifting up, pulling that Prana Vayu, pulling energy up and open. Exhale, fold to the earth. Again, your head can fall towards the ground or can just, stay at your knee level. Inhale, elbows onto knees. And exhale, fold. As you rise up, picking up one knee, grabbing hands behind the knee, lifting it up towards your ribs, towards your heart, squeezing in, and then exhale, release. Inhale, arms rise. Take your time. Exhale to a fold all the way to the earth. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way down. I don't know about you, but that halfway lift just feels so good in this shape. Inhale, as we're lifting up, we're pulling opposite knee. Take your time, squeeze it in, give it a hug. Hello, knee. And then release it down to the earth. Inhale, arms rise. This time, hands land in Anjali Mudra. Let's take a breath in. And let it go. Last one. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold to the earth. Draw down. Finding that halfway lift, nice and strong. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Lifting up one knee, bring it into your heart. Hug it in, squeeze it in. Yes. We're in such sync today, everyone. And then drop the knee down. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, hands fall to the earth. Ah. Find that halfway lift, elbows on knees. Let it go. One more, lifting up opposite knee, last time. Drop the knee down, hands rise, breathe in. Finding the Anjali Mudra. Let's land here, just stack your hands on your heart. Let's take a couple of breaths and land. You might notice the energy starting to pull up and open. You might feel a little warm. You might feel a little like that perspiration is starting to happen. We're going to come into Warrior Two, and I promise this was going to be an interesting or new experience for you, and I will deliver on that. So we're going to turn to one corner of the mat, or one corner of your chair, and so your feet are parallel, they're wide, you have a wide base, and the corner of your chair is, you're framing the corner of your chair. This is our foot position. This is our base position. On an inhale, you can send your arms out wide like a T. And you're going to look over your front arm, the one closest to the back of the chair. And this is your base for Warrior Two. Now, if you'd like here, you can bring your back hand onto your hip. And if you're feeling a little curious, and you'd like to try it, you can start to walk the back foot back behind you and maybe even extend it long. So we've got foot on the floor. You're pressing into that foot, really feel the foot in the ground. This is like this beautiful opening. And then maybe you're opening up both arms, finding that Warrior Two, finding that open heart, that strong, beautiful stance. Breathe into your fingertips. Open that heart, open that Anahata chakra. Your fingertips, your palms are an extension of your heart chakra, your heart space. And as you're ready, if you'd like, you can drop that back hand, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior, reaching up, reaching open, breathing into those side ribs. Let's take a nice big breath in. Exhale, elbow to knee, side angle lunge, lifting the arm up. And if you want, lifting it over your head, so getting nice and long on this side. You can gaze up at the sky and breathe. You can always have your hand on your hip if you prefer, and I'll offer those modifications. I'll show you the adaptations the other side when we get there. Let's take one more breath in. And then slowly come up to center. Walk your feet towards center. Land back in your base, nice wide base with your feet. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands find heart center, stack them right on your heart. Just take a moment to notice the difference between right and left. Notice which side has opened, which side is a little bit more full, and then let's bring attention, turning to the other side. Let me just stack my stuff out of the way so you can see my foot position well. So again, feet, parallel feet nice and wide, offering yourself a base so that you're turning and facing the corner of your chair. I'm going to stay in this leg position, but I will show you that you can extend the foot back if you'd like. Landing in this Warrior Two, sending your arms nice and long, lifting, reaching through the front fingertips, Finding that warrior two, strong in your belly, strong in your navel, draw it into your spine. Breathe here. Just notice, right? Notice, can you pull a little wider? Can you grow a little taller? Can you use the strength? Right? The Anahata chakra, the heart, is undeniable. It is infinite. The strength of the heart is much bigger, right? It's much wider, it's much more expansive than we often give it credit for. When you're ready, you can flip that front palm, reverse warrior. Reach your hand up to the sky, open up through your ribs. Stretch open. You can always have your hand behind your head. And again, just notice it might offer you a different experience. I find that it actually helps me get in my ribs a little bit more. Opening up that side body, breathing in. And then when you're ready, finding side angle lunge. So elbow on knee. Again, lifting arm up and open, maybe having hand on your hip. And just turning, right? Turning through those ribs, opening up, gazing at the sky. Breathe in. And find a little more length in your side ribs. Last breath in. Let's come back to center. I'm going to move the chair now. Come on up to stand. You can put your hands on your knees as you lift up. Point the chair towards one end of the mat. You want to be able to easily grip the back of the chair. We're going to use that chair to really build our base. And because this is new, because this is the first, our first experience together doing this type of practice, I want you to take your feet nice and wide, give yourself a bend in your knees, and grip the back of the chair. And then we're just going to take a moment to lift up one heel and then drop it back down. And then the other, lift it up and drop it back down. Yeah. And so I want you to feel just the awareness of this new orientation. So here we are. We're going to come into some balance poses. I will offer them. I'm going to turn towards you, but you can keep your hands on the back of the chair if you prefer. I'm going to come into tree pose to start. And it's really up to you which foot you use first. And you can take your feet out to hips width distance. Engage that lower belly, so draw it in towards your spine. And then you can stay here, and this can be your tree pose. Bringing your arm out to the side. Fanning open your fingertips. And from here, all options are available. I will offer them to you. A foot can come onto your shin. Right? Arm can lift up. Foot can come to your thigh. Arm can lift out to your side. Right? You get to make this your own. And this is what I love most about adding an adaptive practice, adding adaptations, is that it honors and makes present. You can stay in your tree pose, whatever shape. I'm just going to offer this as my shape. It offers so much space for you to be as you are, not in the way that you are meant to conform to, but in the way you feel and can show up in this exact moment. And every moment is different. And you get to honor that. So let's press down, let's lift up, let's take one more breath in, finding the expression that most honors how you are today. And then release. You can take your feet nice and wide and roll your hips. A couple of times in one direction, a couple of times in the other direction. And then coming to the other side. Again, if you want, you can turn and keep that one foot, come to the other side. I'm going to stay here so you can see me. Pressing into the ground. This is our base shape. Feet nice and wide and one foot lifted, one heel lifted. Use this to even out your hips to find that low belly. And then if you'd like, try a different shape, try a different experience. Any and all shapes are available to you. Honoring the expression of your heart, of your fullest, most undeniable self. And let's breathe. Let's take 3 more breaths, any shape, any version. And then slowly release. Take your feet wide. Roll your hips. And then when you're ready, we're going to take feet nice and wide. We're going to come into goddess shape. And here, you know, again, I actually really love using the chair for this. If you can, it feels really nice to be in this direction. I'm going to turn so that you can see me. But if you can, start with your feet nice and wide, toes pointed out, and then you can watch me from here. Belly comes into the spine, so you're tilting that pelvis, and then draw your knees down. Yeah, so we're going to take this a couple of times, pressing into the heels, and then press up to standing. Yeah, let's do that a couple more times. Exhale, draw down. Inhale, lift up. A couple more times. Yeah. Follow your breath. And then when you're ready, you're going to find yourself, next time you come down, we're going to land there. Nice and wide in your base. Inhale, send your arms out nice and wide. Open up through your heart space. Give yourself the fullest expression. That could look like this. 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 Right. So there's so many versions of this shape. And the purpose is not to find the one that is best for someone else's body. The purpose is to find the one that gives you this feeling, this undeniable feeling, the strength of your heart space. And let's breathe into it. Perfect. Last breath in. Come on up to standing. And if you know me, you know we're not done here. Inhale, let's reach one hand up. On your exhale this time, we're going to come down. On your exhale, you can bring your, I like to go like, yes. But we're going to do a little bit of release here. Inhale, reach up. And on your exhale, as your elbow comes down, you're going to go, ha. Let's do that twice more. Inhale up. Exhale. Ha. I know your thighs are probably loving you right now. Let's do that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale. Ha. Hold it here. Bring your hand to your heart. Take a breath in. Sigh it out. Ha. All right, come on up to standing. Woo. Let's shake the legs. Shake the legs. Yeah. Awesome. So now we're going to come to the ground, and you can have your chair nearby if you want. I'll show you. I'll bring my chair to this edge of my mat. And you can come right onto your back here and tuck your knees into your chest. Rock and roll a bit side to side. And just let yourself release onto the ground. And from here, if there's another shape that you'd like, a happy baby, you can come into that. You can take your knees wide if that feels more comfortable. Or you can just have your back flat on the earth. Let's take a moment to land here, to reset, to hug inwards, to connect with the earth. Take a breath in. Let it go. So if you'd like, with your knees together, you can drop them over to one side. Arms can come out like a T. And you just land here. Land here and release. If you want a little more stretch, you can extend the legs long. And just rinse it out. And when you're ready, you can, if you'd like, come to the other side. Drop your knees over to that side and just stretch yourself open. And gaze. And offer yourself space. Space to let go, space to ring out. Space to reconnect. And then from here, if there's another shape, you have your strap handy. If there's another shape that you'd like to take, you may take it. For me, just wanting to open up the legs a little bit more, I'm going to grab the strap and bring it around the sole of one foot and walk my hands up the strap and just kind of allow my arms to feel heavy and provide some opening and some release in the back of this leg. So as we settle down towards the earth and into the relaxation portion of this class, it's so important to honor your body and to honor how it's arriving today and to give it something. Some kind of nourishment that is in the form of attention and awareness. Some kind of food in the way of experience. In terms of the, medicine of movement and breath and awareness. And when you're ready, if you followed me in this shape, you can release the foot and come to the other side. And of course, as always, in these practices with me and anywhere in this land of yoga, the word yoga is to yoke, to bring together. As we bring together body and mind and awareness, we do that through honoring. Through honoring this beautiful body you've been given and the opportunity you have to come into oneness, into union with that beautiful body. We do that through breath and awareness and attention and care. When you're ready, you can release the leg down and come into a shape that will allow you to rest for a period of time. And so one of my favorite options is to bring shins onto the chair and to let the legs rest on the chair. Oh, it's so good. You can choose whatever you'd like. If you have a bolster, you can bring your legs onto the bolster. Really allow yourself to to feel fully present and released and relaxed. And if you do have your legs up on the chair, then you can extend your arms along your sides and rest here. If you prefer, you can come onto your side. Sometimes it's really nice to be on your side, or any other shape, a traditional Shavasana. Because as we enter into this rest phase, I'm going to come to a seat because I'm going to share a guided meditation with you. But I urge you to, as much as you can, really offer yourself the most relaxing, supportive, releasing experience you can. And so if at any time during our relaxation, you need to move or adjust your shape, you are more than welcome to. And I want you to know that, right? To know that what I hope to arm and empower you with is the ability to choose. The ability to choose the movements and the adaptations for your body in this moment, and to let this moment be unique and different than any other moment. So often we are taught to be a certain way and to show up exactly as someone else tells us to do. And here in this space, you are armed and empowered to make the choice for what that means for you. So I'm going to bring your hands, if you'd like, into Anjali Mudra at your heart space. And if you'd like, we can come into that Padma Mudra, right? Opening up the middle fingers and then the ring fingers and then the index fingers, opening up into this lotus shape at the heart center, plugging the thumbs into the sternum and taking a moment to land here and to receive and to open the heart. Open the heart and allow the heart to open. Anahata chakra, the fourth chakra, is the heart space. It is represented by the lotus with 12 emerald green petals arranged around a circle and with a 6-pointed star in the center. The star consists of 2 triangles, one pointing upward and one pointing downward. And this represents the integration of the upper and lower chakras. It is the meeting point. It is the middle space. It's where everything comes together and cycles. And so in this meeting point, in this heart center, know that your heart, underneath your heart, in the truest form of your Anahata chakra, your heart is invincible. It is without ending. It has the power and the expanse of the universe, all in this green circular center, this open heart lotus in the center of your body. As we enter into the rest portion of this practice, I'm going to offer you a guided relaxation. You can choose to listen, you can choose to just kind of tune it all out and fall into rest however you'd like. You may keep your hands in this Padma Mudra, or you may release your arms out to the sides. If you release your arms out to the sides, I want you to open up your palms. Open them up to receive. With each inhaling breath, the frontiers of your heart will begin to open. With each slow exhalation, create space to embrace your heart's essential qualities. Today, during this visualization, I'm going to teach you about the heart's essential qualities. First, begin by visualizing your heart as a fertile field, blossoming with these qualities, these essential qualities of the heart. It is a green meadow filled with wildflowers of all colors, of all shapes, of all varieties. Imagine yourself strolling through this meadow. Allow each flower that you meet to unfold and to reveal one of your heart's essential qualities. The qualities of your heart are unique to you. Allow each one to open in its own time, in its own time. The first flower awakens the quality of lightness of being, your lightness of being, your ability to move through life with grace and ease, savoring its sweetness without taking anything too personally. Breathe and envision yourself integrating the lightness into all of your activities, allowing you to live with greater ease at each moment along your journey. And so, as you continue through your garden, through this fertile field of wildflowers with greater ease, with that lightness of being, you are drawn to a new flower. And that is the flower of gratitude. Here you see that everyone and everything you meet plays an essential role in revealing life's deeper meaning. You breathe into the color and the texture and the fragrance of gratitude. You are filled with deep appreciation for every moment of living. And as this gratitude fills your being, a new flower emerges and reveals itself to you. And it is the flower of communication. Allow your heart to beat in synchrony with the heart of all beings. Breathe and absorb the color and the fragrance of communicating, of communing with all beings, envisioning all those with whom you share your journey, living in harmony, living with ease, living with lightness, living with gratitude. And as you continue through your garden with greater ease and communion and harmony, you now perceive the flower of compassion. As compassion unfolds, take the time to offer a heartfelt prayer, a wish for the happiness of all beings, the happiness of all beings. Recognizing that, just like yourself, each being seeks love within the limits of their awareness, their understanding, their life experience. Sending compassion to all beings, sending compassion to yourself, to your heart, to your loved ones, to the community here in this practice together. And now embracing all the flowers of your heart. Gather them together in a single bouquet, allowing each one to blossom and open and expand and grow from the seed of your heart. Allowing unconditional love to blossom. Allowing each fragrance of your true being to come forth. And in this moment, as we come to rest, affirm your heart's qualities. Allow each one to come forth and to come through. If you still have your hands in Padma Mudra, you can release them now and allow the bouquet to expand and open, to fill your space, your body, your essence. And allow yourself now naturally, with ease, to rest in Shavasana. Notice in your rest what essential qualities of your heart are permeating, are radiating from your heart center. And offer those essential qualities out to the world, knowing the undeniable strength of your heart, knowing it is invincible. And so are you. And so are you. And I want you to imagine gathering up each of those essential qualities, each of those blossoms, those blooms, gathering them together as a bouquet in the center of your heart. Begin to move fingers and toes, begin to bring breath and awareness back, begin to open the body and breathe a little deeper. If it feels good and right for you, you can stretch your limbs in all directions, stretching arms up overhead, expanding your toes, expanding your palms, breathing into the fullness of your body. Maybe exhaling, maybe letting it all out, maybe sighing it all out. And when you're ready and as you're ready, you can bend knees and maybe roll to the side. Taking the time here, yogi, taking the time to land, to reset, to be in the meeting point. The meeting point between life and practice, between rest and movement, between deep self-care and release, and all of the flavors that life offers you. And as you are ready, you can slowly come up to a seat, crossing ankles, bringing head tall, landing here in a comfortable seat. Taking a moment to bring your hands, maybe stacking them on your Anahata chakra, your heart space, that green emerald energy center in the middle of your body, in the meeting point, pulling the energy up and through your heart space. And if you'd like, you can bring your hands back into that Padma Mudra and take a moment to slowly expand the lotus, expand the heart space. Imagine holding that green emerald 12-petaled lotus in the center of your palms, and together we will close this practice with an Om. We'll take a breath in. On your inhale, you can stretch hands up overhead. Let's take a big breath in together. Exhale, bringing thumb knuckles to forehead center. Final breath in, dear yogi. On our exhale, as we bow together, we say, Namaste. Greeting each other as if just beginning. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. I hope you had a wonderful practice. If you'd like, you can take a moment to rub your hands together to create some warmth with your palms. And before we open our eyes and get too far into our day, you can warm up your palms and bring them onto your eye sockets. And just take a moment to bring that warmth into your eyes. And if it feels good for you, you can bring your fingertips and start to massage your forehead, bringing your fingertips around your hairline and bringing your fingers onto your temples. And maybe making some circles with your fingers on your temples and into your hairline. And maybe drawing your fingers behind your ears. And maybe grabbing your earlobes. And maybe drawing them underneath your jaw and down to your throat. And lastly, tapping your fingers on your heart space, on your thymus gland. And bringing the heart space back into your presence and into your awareness. And opening up for the rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'm so, so glad to be able to share this with you.